Welcome to Thursday for real today. All right. Hi, everybody. This is Michelle with Half the National Average, and I'm coming to you with Habit Hack 114. So way back in Habit Hack number 5 and Habit Hack number 7, I talked a little bit, or maybe a lot of it, about the limbic system and how it really is the seat of motivation for many people, and you just don't even know it. Your fear center, which the limbic system kind of has control of, is going to motivate you toward things or away from things. Sometimes you're recognizing after a lot of patterns that your fear center or something might be deterring you from being successful at something. And for many people, for their whole lives, they don't even notice. And so today's habit hack in the theme of the power of just saying no. This whole week, I've been talking to you about the power of no, and the cost of saying yes to everything is opportunity loss. So the cost is opportunity loss. And so today's habit hack is called No Days Off. No days off. It's important to understand that when you say, oh my gosh, it's my day off, you're actually triggering your limbic system. Now think about your favorite thing to do ever, whether it's spending time with your pet, your loved ones, your kids, your grandparents, your parents, I don't know, whatever it is. If you could, you'd probably want to do it every single day. How about something fun like just eating a really good meal or sleeping. Sleeping is one of my favorite things right now to do. And I want to do it every single day. I do not want to take one day off of sleeping ever. And so when we say a day off, it's actually triggering your limbic system that there's a reason you need a day off. Now, I'm not saying that you don't move your training. So like you shouldn't be hitting if you're a runner, you have to have a day off of maybe that particular exercise, running, but the habit might be training every day. And so the training might involve some days of running and some days of stretching and some days of preparing to eat right. But all of them are the aggregate of your one habit, which is being in shape. So today's habit hack is going to remind you that if you're going to create a really good system of practice, of deliberate practice towards something that you really want to do, I'm asking that you never have a day off in the first year. Not one day off. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to be doing exactly the same thing. It means, like I said, if you're working out, you're going to have days where you stretch. You're going to have days where you deliberately sleep. And that is not a day off. That is part of your workout system or program. For my Espanol, I've been measuring my app. But let's say I have scheduled time with somebody who speaks Spanish so that we can go back and forth. That would be part of my practice for that day. Now, again, why am I saying do not have a day off? Because just like a diet, if you're saying, oh, I can't wait for my day off, you're triggering your limbic system that there's something to be afraid of. And it does not like being afraid. It does not like things that you are consciously trying to avoid. So it will subconsciously make things happen so that you can avoid it. Again, we're going to go back and back and back and back to the frequency. In your first month, if you're just joining this project, you cannot have a long practice session of whatever you're practicing, and you shouldn't be going intense for the first month. Now, why? The biggest reason is you don't have the threshold. So today, in addition to my habit hack of no days off, hopefully you understand why, you need to build your first month in a very clear way of practicing it so that you can go without taking any days off. Now, if you are going to do that, you're going to have frequency every day, but you won't be able to have intensity. So today I wanted to talk about, the lighting is really bad today, but it's threshold. So threshold and VO2 max. VO2 max when you're working out, it's the amount of oxygen your body is consuming in a period of time, usually a minute. So your VO2 max is how much oxygen your body is consuming to keep an incremental increase of exercise. Now with Peloton, which I don't own stock, but I'm like, maybe I should have been talking about it so much, and I've been watching the news. But anyway, side story. But your VO2 max, it has a threshold. Now, if you're an elite athlete in your 20s, your threshold or oxygen consumption, the volume of oxygen that your body is consuming in incremental exercise, is probably going to be around 55 to like 7 in the 70s. Maybe 77, extreme athlete. That means that your body is so effective at consuming oxygen and oxygenating your muscles that you are able to perform at high levels and hopefully longer times. The longer your VO2 max stays high, that's the more athletic you are. Now, if you're a schlump, or let's say you're just normal, you're a normal like 20, 30, up to 40-year-old, you're like looking at the 38, 35, 30s and 40s, just normal, not out of shape, decently athletic, decently healthy, 38 VO2 max. Now, if you're a couch potato who hasn't done anything, who's never even like ran around the block, then your VO2 max might be like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Now, if you're 70 years old and your VO2 max is that low, that's pretty good. But if you're 20, 30, 40s, that's not so good. So if your VO2 max threshold is low, why are you going to try to act like you're an athlete? So that's what I'm telling you. Whatever your habit is, you're new to it, most likely. So you need to stay. Now, what is the way you increase VO2 max? That's my whole point today, is that you actually stay below threshold first, right? And that actually helps your body get used to consuming the oxygen, like 85% below. Now, if you are getting spikes after the first month, you can spike up to threshold or above threshold in tiny little measures. Now, if you're exercising, that's when you get lactic acid. Your body starts burning lactic acid because it can't burn the oxygen it needs to get the movement done. Now, you only have, or it creates actually lactic acid. Your body creates lactic acid because it can't, the oxygen can no longer push out the waste that your body's creating because it's not effective enough. And that's when you fatigue and that's when you fail. That's why you need off days, is because you've created too much lactic acid in your body and you're so sore and you can't move. And now the next day and the next day and the next day, you have to have an off day. But if you're just starting, create a way that you can actually not have an off day. Now, make it fun, make it enjoyable, make it so that your limbic system is not afraid. And then after a month, that's when you can start introducing some endurance, going past the 85% and peaking into your above threshold. Okay, so I hope that helped you guys a little bit for habit hack number 114. It's all about really, if you're gonna get good at anything, you have to be able to say no. You have to say no when you need to say no, and yes when you need to say yes. All right, so tomorrow I will have something else about saying no. Today, I am excited to have my giveaway. Now, I was talking to my girlfriends every year for like 23 years. We've been meeting everywhere. And we have not been able to meet this year because of COVID. And I'm not complaining because we did a Zoom call and it was amazing. And many of them are saying the same thing. Like, it's really life-changing for people who are allowing this time to be life-changing. It's terrible for the people that are losing people, and people are getting sick, and economic and financial repercussions. But what isn't? What hasn't? I mean, we've always had something going on that's been pretty tragic for a lot of people. So take this time to really look at your own life. And anyway, I'm going on a little tirade, but just because I saw my girls today on Zoom and it was great. But anyway, what was I telling you about them? My sister was saying that she never asks for anything because she was thinking, let me save it for other people. And I was like, Cindy, nobody's taking anything. I've been putting stuff up that nobody wants on OfferUp before I give it to Goodwill. And people have been buying it on OfferUp, but not taking it on my half the national average. So I'm just letting you know, if you really want it, you should take it because nobody else is taking any of my stuff. But this is a cute little belt. My friend Joyce gave this to me and I still love it. It's in great condition. Oh, this is gonna have to be on my YouTube because it went out over 10. Well, I'll try again on Instagram for it to get under 10, but this is what goes to you. If you join this project, tag a few friends, let them know to memorialize it. You're starting something new and for them to support you for 1 year, practicing something for 15 minutes a day. All right, bye you guys.